Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is the 15th of August. This is Flosstube 288 and welcome to ragweed season. So I hope you're not reactive like I am. I am, however, incredibly reactive. So this will be the episode of sniffles and wiping my nose and blinking my eyes because they're itching out of my head. I have already taken allergy meds and nose spray and hot tea with local honey. But you know, it is what it is. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Rebecca. Thank y'all all for being so nice about my hair last week because it is at one of these in-between stages that make me kooky. It made me kooky. I like short hair on me or long hair on me. Mainly because I don't have the skills for anything in between. And right now we're at that place where you need some skills that I ain't got. So here we go. I did get some good stitching done this week. I worked at the atelier. Oh my goodness. I walked in which is the antique store in Waxahachie. And I love it. It allows me to spend time with sister. It's a beautiful shop. Andrea is a beautiful artist and so creative, and we enjoy time together. I walked in and opened the door, and I always go in and say, hello, shop, because I'm always so happy to see it. And there was this sound. It was going click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. And I thought, what is that click clacking? What is that? What is that click clacking? Is one of the fans blades, come off? So I turn on the lights, I set my stuff down, I start toward the back of the shop where it's dark still at the back, right? Because the windows are covered in the back and stuff. So it's dark and I can tell that's where the sound's coming from. And as I get closer, it is a click clack, but it is a click clack because it is dripping so loud and so fast. We had a freak storm, which we don't get a lot in August, and it flooded. They were fixing the roof. They'd worked all night the night before, and it was flooding, and that's the library section of the shop. And of course, y'all know I love me some books, and I was freaking out. I'm trying to grab things and move things. What can I move? And then I run to the front to get my phone to call Andrea, and she is pulling up. And so I run and throw the door open, and she's like, man, I thought you were super glad to see, because we're talking about later. She said, I thought you were so glad to see me. I said, I'm always glad to see you. I was freaking out. Let's see, did this thing not sync? Resume syncing. We'll see if it'll sync while we're sitting here, so we can see the pictures. But needless to say, I was losing it. Absolutely losing it. There wasn't much we could do but just try to cover what we could. They're huge, big, huge bookshelves and things. Giant. So, we could only do so much. And we had also the sturgeon moon. I hope y'all saw that last weekend. It was so beautiful. Here we go. We're updating. Okay. Y'all get ready for this. This is one I think sister shot. That's me freaking out. It is, I don't know if you can tell that it's pouring. Let's see if I turn the sound up. Clack, clack, click, clack. That's what I heard when I went in. So, then when I come in, I said, hello, Doc. And then I was like, what's that clicking? This is me telling Andrea how I was losing it. Or telling sister, because sister got there later. I'm going over after I filmed this morning, and we're going to have to go through the books and try to determine what is wet and non-salvageable. It makes me super sad. The kids had school this week. There was their first day. Or Kimi and Aria did, I should say. Catchy and I don't go back till September. But we're getting things ready at the school, so I worked at the school. So there's Mike and Justin and the girls. And this was after their first day. They were both so happy. So that made me so happy to see that they had such a great day. Oh, here they are with all their things. So I love that they had a great first day. Aria had a really good time, which we were not sure, you know, because this was going to be a big adjustment for her, right? I mean, this is her first time in this, you know, in the new school. So it was going to be a big change for her. But she had a great day. And then, I didn't know if any of y'all saw, this is Primrose Cottage. This is their bag of the month. I think it's their monthly mini bag kit. And look how cute this is with the sunflower and the pumpkins. So cute. And it's a kit that they do every month. I think you get the bag, the floss, and the pattern. But I thought that was super cute. I didn't get pictures of Hello from Liz Matthews. I don't know if y'all saw her. Go to her site and look. She had new releases yesterday. And there are, where all did I write them? I was in love. Oh, her Santa's Night tree that I finished a couple of weeks ago is now, you know, open. So you can buy it. It was an exclusive to the Jingle Ball a couple of years ago. The house on Pumpkin Hill is adorable. Her Quaker Christmas star and the holly wreath. Too cute. And then Teresa Kogut released Pumpkin Pals. It's on pre-order right now, and I have got to have it. I'm just dying for it. And yes, y'all, I will, Jackie asked, and I will share when I get some of them quilted. As I get them quilted, I'll be sure and share the quilts. Kendra, thank you for all the quilt names. Emmy, yes, A stakes seem much less rough on you than mistakes, right? A stakes aren't bad at all. We have had catchy days with Queso. He was fishing in the pool. But then James Williams has a spot and scope, you know, like for shooting far, far off, right? And he got some kind of attachment for his phone that goes on it. And he set it up so I could look at the moon, because I'm like a moon weirdo. And let me see if there's any. There's this one. I mean, these are the pics he got. It was insane. And then he did some close-ups on. So there's one there. And then that was, this is the second night, I think. I mean, it was insane how clear you could see all the pics. I need to get some of those posted, and I haven't got them posted yet, but they are so good, just crazy good. And then here was my sweet boy. I got him, Mr. Kim had some bags of cars in his booth at the antique store, and they were very affordable. I mean, let's be honest, the little cars are $1 or $2 a piece to begin with, but these were very affordable bags of cars. And so he got all these cars and airplanes, and we cleaned them up, and he was ecstatic. Now, let me say, I'm sure Mr. Kim had already cleaned them, but we just did them again. But he was so happy with all his little cars. So we have been having a good week around here. Good for us. We do have the funeral. Other people may think it's chaos, but it was a good week for us. We had all the fun, and we have the funeral tomorrow. So I'll be out at Lindale. And I had my book club last night with SGR. So the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, which Patty Penn kept on me this year till I got my stuff filled out, because I'm notorious for saying, oh, I'm going to do that, and then forgetting to do that. So she helped me stay on task long enough to get it done this year. And they have a book club, and they read The Memory Dress, and it's by Jade Beer. And it was so good. It was so good. And so then we had the book club meet last night and talked about it. And I didn't know one person in there. So of course that was a great night for me. All those new people. I'm super excited. Super excited. And Patty's super active in the guild. And she has a new video up last week. Patty is stitching with my kitties. And she has a new video up with some beautiful stitching on it. And she's got some beautiful stitching. She's got a new stitchy box she made. What else have you got on there, Patty? Oh, some of her new acrylic little, she does the acrylic like little scissor fobs and things. And so she had some of those new things up, just all the fun stuff. So we also have a Sal coming up with Patty stitching with my kitties and Dottie stitching Scottie. We will be doing Screen Door Needleworks 1776 Liberty Eagle. I think we talked about it last week, but I have the picture here somewhere. And we will be starting it on September 15th. Don't you hate when something's right in front of your face and you know it? Right there. She is Screen Door Needleworks. You can get it in PDF or a paper chart. I know the Attic has a silk conversion for it that Patty's getting because she loved it so much. And she said she was going to splurge on the silks for it. It is gorgeous. So we'll have that one starting up. And then we're starting Freak for the Beak with Christy, which I don't get. I thought I had it right here in my hand. I guess I don't. And we haven't set the date for it yet. Let's see. But it'll be coming up. So, you know, if you need some more Sals, which, I mean, don't we all? See if I can get a picture of it pulled up here. Here it is. Come on, there we go. I love, love, love the colors. So excited about this stitch. So excited. So those are two Sals we have coming up. Oh, and Amnicon, did you try Amnicon Studio? She has a great Flosstube also. Oh, and also Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. Hello, Audrey. Amnicon Studio said she didn't buy a teacup set that had like a teapot and two little cups years ago. Have you tried kind of describing it into a Google search? I have had good luck finding things like that sometimes. When it is, when I'm looking for something. Sherry, I can't wait to see you and Sean again. And C-Stall, $49.94. Catchy is such a little blessing. He makes me so, so happy. So, so happy. I don't think he has any idea how happy he makes me. He came over yesterday. We rode his four-wheeler. We swam. Like I said, we played with his cars, ate some lunch, and watched Camp Cretaceous, the Jurassic Park cartoon. I love that cartoon. I love seeing the dinosaurs. I did get two finishes this week, so that was super exciting, and I'll go ahead and start with those since I'm holding them in the cover photo. My Candy Corn of Mischief. I worked on it. I got a lot done on the way to the doctor and back with James Williams, which we got a good report this week. The bone is healing. They were able to show us from right after the surgery to the last, it's been 3 months. And so we saw pictures every 30 days and how this time it's becoming opaque. So the bone is healing and growing together in there. So thank you, Jesus, that we are finally showing some progress on that thing. So hallelujah. But my candy corn of mischief is by Bent Creek. It comes as a kit. It comes with the floss and the little fabric in there. I think it is 20 count. Yeah, 20 count linen. I've said in the past, these are great kits if you think you want to try stitching on linen, because the 20 count is super easy to see and it is open enough that you're not trying to guess where to put it. And you know, when you stitch on linen, you're just doing your tic-tac-toe, right? So you're going in this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. So your plus sign in that grid is empty. So it's super easy. It's an adjustment for your brain if you're used to stitching on Aida. There is nothing wrong with stitching on Aida. If you love it and you never want to try anything else, don't let anybody make you feel bad about it. This is a hobby. This isn't community service. This is not something we have to do. So do not feel bad about your Aida stitching. Aida is beautiful. I stitched on Aida for years and years because it was just what was available. I didn't know where to get anything else, and I just usually used what the pattern called for, which was usually Aida. So do not feel bad about this. So this pattern is Aida friendly. So if you get it and don't want to use the linen, you absolutely can stitch this on Aida. My initials are in there, and the year, I think that's my initials, and the year, or vice versa. No, that's vice versa. No. Where's the year? Okay. There's the year. Okay. Here's the year, 2025. And then I did that too fast, didn't I? Right there. Sorry, y'all. And then this, my initials, I just put in right there. So it is such a cute, cute little stitch. They show it framed here. I think I'm going to sew mine into a little pillow, but the shape, like a shaped pillow. So it'll be shaped like the candy corn there. So I'm just gonna follow the outline of the stitch and make myself a little candy corn bow filler. Now we also know that means it's going to get carried around all over the house by Catchy, and that is fine. He loves to, he works on things, and sometimes I remember to go back and straighten them, sometimes I don't. I know he had been over here because, oh yeah, see, this one I noticed when I walked by, the seam was forward, so I turned it, but yeah, see, he's got some things that's on this, and he moves and does what he wants. And I've had people ask, you know, aren't you going to no, I'm not uncomfortable with him touching them. And with any of my kids, any kids. Now, if he's eating chocolate, I'll say, hey, Bubba, we need to wipe our hands off before we get up and start doing something else, right? Okay? Always, after you eat, you know, let's clean our hands, right? But I don't know how kids are ever going to know how to, because some things are more delicate than other things, right? I don't know if we don't let them touch things, how they ever know that, hey, this thing I need to be, you know, I need to try not to drop this. I need to not squeeze this. I need to, we have to learn tactile things as well as intellectual things. I mean, life isn't all inside our head, right? So we have to learn how to interact with the world around us. So yes, they absolutely are allowed to touch. Anything you can't touch in my house is up where you can't touch it because I want to touch it. So if it don't need to be touched or held or moved around, it's up where I can't get to it either, because I'm more likely than anyone else, except for James Williams, to break something, because I go through life 180 miles an hour. So yes, he absolutely, and the girls did the same thing. They rearranged them, they touched them, they cart them around. he'll get the baby buggies. We have little wood baby buggies that were the girls when they were littles, and with little wood wheels that make a terrible rackety sound. And the girls do the same thing. They'll clear one of these things off, especially with any kind of a drum or a pin pillow, and they'll put them in that buggy and take them around and have a store. But if you don't learn how to handle nice things, I don't know how you ever know how to handle nice things. I had a friend I grew up with in school, and I don't know, I don't know that I knew the truth until maybe he passed away. But his name was Easy. Everybody called him Easy. Teachers called him Easy. Everybody called him Easy. And I never thought, I knew, because the first day of school, sometimes you get a new teacher that, didn't know anybody. And so she'd say, Stephen. And everybody's, But when he was little, he had an older brother. And the older brother, because he would want to hold him, and they did, they let him hold him. And they would say, easy, easy, easy. And so the baby became Easy. That was the baby's name to the little brother. And the little brother referred to the baby as Easy, and it stuck. And he was just an absolutely fabulous guy. And so, but you have to learn these things. You have to learn how to handle things and people, physically and emotionally and mentally. It's a thing. I had another finish this week. Sorry, y'all. Another rant. I don't know if that's a rant. It's just a talk. I call them rants, but I don't know. It's not always mad. But it's just a thing. I mean, that's the way it is around here. We don't worry about. I'm not preserving these things for the Smithsonian. I don't think they're coming to call. Now, if I'm wrong, my kids can be like, you're going to have to wash that. I'm sure you have a conservator, because my mama let the kids touch it and play with it, okay? So if it ever comes down to that and they're desperate enough for needlework that they come here for mine, I'm sure there is someone trained in conservatorship over to the Smithsonian what can wash it all and get it clean, okay? Not sweating it. Really not sweating it. I got another finish on my July. And here again, these are by Shepherd's Bush, who I love, and artistically, I love this photo. It's fabulous. To show off this needlework, not so much. To show off this needlework, I need this zoomed in like this, because I love it. But I think it gets lost in the photo. But that's just me. It is a very pleasing photo. It, for me, does not show off the needlework in all its glory. I did make some changes because I told y'all I was going to take the button off here and put 4th. And then I wanted to change these words around and do 1776 to 2026. And then, so I did. I'm kicking around with putting 2 little hearts in here, but I don't think that I will. I've looked at it every day since I finished it. But let's see if I can get up close enough for you to see it. Oh, the color on it is terrible. Let's see. There we go, maybe. So I put July 4th, 1776 to 2026, and then I moved the America to the bottom. And I stinking love it. It is one of my 13 for the 250th Sal with Nancy and Nancy. Hey, Nancy and Nancy. Nancy, the disorderly stitcher, and Nancy, the stitcher with a laughing face, are hosting the 13 for the 250th. Nancy has a Google Doc that you can download and write on here as you go. But so if you fill all these up, you'll have your 13 for the, what is it, bisesquican, I don't know, whatever word. I need to look that up because we know I love words, but I think it's the bisesquicentennial maybe? I don't know. Something like that. But this Google Doc is on Nancy, the Disorderly Stitchers, and I think it's on Nancy, the Stitcher with the Laughing Faces also. And that you can just fill it out as you go. So I have on here that I need to put the dates on that I did July, started July. If I see it, see, here's my book, and mine always looks like mayhem. Absolute mayhem. But this is my head. This is what it looks like inside my head. So on 7/12, I started July. I guess I should put the dates I finished on here. So I finished it on 8/13. My flag tag I did on 7, it was just a 1-day stitch. And my flag bag and the fob were a 2-day stitch. So now I have another start that I'm not sure if I'm going to count toward my, because it's not for me. So y'all need to chime in on this, okay? Are these going to be just stitches that I keep that are, you see what I'm saying? Because if I stitch them, it's when I give away, then I don't have it to count in my 13. So I don't know if I'm counting my stitches, like, you know, that I stitched it, or if I'm counting my finishes that I keep. So at the end, I can say, these are my 13, my precious, like this. Precious, my precious. Yes. There's my strange Lord of the Ring reference, okay? Sorry. I'm sorry you came here today. I'm sure you are too. This is my flag bag by Shepherd's Bush. It is so cute. I didn't want it on the red. I feel like it's lost on this red. Now, here again, this is me and my opinion, which don't matter to a hill of beans, right? Don't amount to that. But, oh, I should have put a piece of white paper in here. Let's see if I can fold my little, slide my little 13 for the 250th piece of paper in here so you can not see through it. There we go. That works great. Oh, necessity, the mother of invention. So I started working on it. I changed up some of my colors too, but I like it much better on the blue bag than the red bag. I don't know why. That's just me. But it's so cute. But this is going to be part of my Smalls Exchange at Stitch West fall. It's going to be the flag bag. So I'll have it and probably a scissor fob and a needle minder book that I make in there also. I'm trying to think who got them last time, and she was so sweet about it. I'll finish at the bag, and then I'll line the bag, and then I'll have the coordinate, like it'll match. I'll do a matching needle book and a matching scissor fob and all this. I will probably use this scissor fob pattern, which if you look on here, it has this little fob, okay? I have stitched it right here. I will probably stitch another one for myself. So I will probably use this fob, and then I kept this one for myself to go just in my, I finished that one a while back. It'll just be in one of my bowls for stitching things. I did not put buttons on here. You can get buttons for the bag. I probably won't. For me, buttons are problematic on things because they're just going to catch on something. So I'm undecided if I will put the buttons on here or not. I will probably just stitch little stars like I did on here. Like that. I will probably just stitch the little stars like that. So, but if you get this here, you can order it from Shepherd's Bush. I've never seen them anywhere else like it online anywhere, okay? But if you call Shepherd's Bush, you can order, they have, and I don't know what it's called. It says these are the supplies only for the pincushion and the fob. And so you need the pattern. So if you call them, you can get the pattern, and they have some of these for nearly every one of the bags. And it is so cute. And so it comes with the fabrics to finish the back of both and the chenille trim. And it's like 11 bucks. So it has this, and it has the chenille and the fabric pieces in here. Oh, y'all, my eye running is just making me kooky. Oh, ragweed. So it has a piece big enough to finish the both. Isn't that beautiful? And then it has your stuff in here. It is so beautiful. And what else? What is that? Oh, it had a little needle in here also. So, and I think it had this fabric. That's right. This piece of fabric was also in here for you to do the both. Now we know that I am a psycho about so many things, but about using all my fabric up. So I will have done another one of these here and done the 2 fobs here on the one piece of fabric, because I don't need a big margin. I'm not framing it, so I don't need that huge margin. So that will go in here. So hopefully, I don't know if I'll get to do it Sunday. After we're in the car all day Saturday, I may be half out of my mind, more so than usual. So I don't know if I can FFO on Sunday or not. But those are my 2 finishes. So I was happy about that. Now, one of my whips done got in trouble. Oh, I have a new start too. Let's see here. There's so many things. Okay, I did do a new start, so we'll talk about it next because it's right here. I had 2 new starts. Okay, oh, hang on, y'all. I didn't put this or my threads. See, this is a reason it is good to have notes written on your little tags, because when you end up with piles of them here, and maybe you don't live this life. There you go. I know where to put it back to. So I'm going to drop, I need to put my little bag here back in there. So it will be part of my Smalls exchange for Stitch West Fall. I hope to see y'all there. Y'all let me know if y'all are going. Now, what can I put this on? Right here. This is the Witches, and it's got a long name. I just call it the Witch's Hat of Bats. And I'm gonna tell you, I sent Nancy Disorderly Stitcher a message, and I said, listen, my little cat got one eye and it's your fault. It's all your fault. I was watching, and of course Nancy always has beautiful stitching and always has fabulous information. Like her stuff is, her information is always together and all. And of course she always talks about history. And so she was talking about history and about the 1776 and all this, and I got distracted. And so I had to go frog out my little kitty's eyeball and fix the side of his face right there. So the fact that my little kitty cat's one eye's on Nancy. This is the Witch's Hat of Bats, a cat, and Halloween this and that, which I think they should have just did those words and also made a little border of hats and bats and pumpkins around the outside. Bent Creek, if you hear me, you need to put that saying and put bat, hat, pumpkin, and cat all around the border. I love it. It's too cute. Oh my God, I'm fixing to sneeze. Maybe not. So I had to pick out part of its little face and fix it because I was listening to Nancy and watching her, which I love me some Nancy. I love when I get to see her at retreats and spend time with her. Oh my gosh, y'all. Patty is feeling better this week. She had a sick headache last weekend and then fell and really hurt her hand and her nose. And so we've talked about, I told her about some braces I'd seen and heard about, and so she's ordered one. So hopefully that will help. Since the last back surgery, she's been having a little bit of foot drop. Not bad, but some. And I think that's probably the cause of the falls. And so she's ordered this brace, and so hopefully it will help with the foot drop, and we won't have these falls anymore because she's scaring me. But I just stinking love this. It's like I said, Bent Creek. Here again, it's a kit. It came with the fabric, the pattern, and all the little pearl cottons that you need. I don't know, I would like to think I could just leave off this little thing here and sew around here like this. I don't know if I will be able to do that or not. Since I'm doing my candy corn and Mischief, I would love to do them both that way. But we are talking about my skills. So we'll see what happens. We'll just see. But it is too cute. Too cute. I don't know that I'm happy with the little pumpkin being gray. I may make the other little pumpkin orange just because. And then do purple under the edge of the hat. I may change up a little bit of the color down there at the bottom and switch it around. Just because it's me and I can't just leave things alone like a normal human would. Oh, let's see. But anyway, I went to Nabs this week and last week too, and watched kids one day, and then helped redo the rooms, reset the rooms for next year. So Michelle goes through and make sure that there's, the markers all work and the glues are full and the crayons are good and the dot markers are good, and full up of paint and all this. She usually does it by herself, but two of the kids that were supposed to be with me, one of the brothers was sick, so they didn't come. So the other little boy just stayed up front with his mom and played, because he is very good about that. He'll just play. He's so sweet. I got to play with a little bit before we got started though. He had all the bugs and the insects and the animals. He had animals, insects, and something else. All the little plastic ones out. Oh, amphibians. He had all those out. And we were playing with them and sorting them and talking about them and all this. So I had fun getting to play with him for a few minutes before we went. Before I went and started helping Michelle. But I was happy to help Michelle. She's super sweet, and it was interesting to see the whole process she goes through to try to make sure we're all there in one piece. Okay, y'all. Now my pumpkin, which one? This is in my Between Friends by Hands On Designs and Summer House Stitches. I got this when Kathy did our retreat at Stitch West, and I loved it. She's such a good teacher. I can't show that. Here we go. I can show it this way. Here it is on the top, and here it is on the bottom, here. So you stitch it in all in one piece, and then you finish it. Let me see if I can cover this up enough that you can see. And then you finish it, and the bottom looks like that, right? So you just fold it over, kind of like a dumpling, like you were doing a like an Asian food dumpling. You know, you kind of like that. Kind of, not exactly, but that's what it makes me think of, the going like this. I got off, and so I pulled part of it out and thought I had found where I was off, and I haven't. So it has got in the timeout because I got here, and after these 3 stitches we should be touching, and we're not. So I will have to pull this out and this out and try to figure out what is wrong. So I'll pull this out first and work this way and try to figure out. And after that, okay, and let's just say if I was a wise person, I would have started in the corner anyway, because here is your stitch, and I'm just going to show the little tiny piece. Why didn't I just start in the corner? I don't know. That would have made sense. That's why I didn't. And so here we are. So I'm going to have to pick it out. So that is my pumpkin pin cushion that did not get, no, that's not that. This is, I have the wrong words on here. So it is in a little bit of trouble. So I'm gonna have to really go and pull that out. Pull at least, I've already pulled part of it out, now I have to just pull the other half out. The reason, one of the things I fell in love with though was these little pumpkins. So I've got to get one of those stitched, because look at that thing. Could that get any cuter? I don't think so. Adorable. So that is on my has to get done list. Who else? Oh, last night when I couldn't sleep, I had a new start. Yeah, these are, okay, this had got in the wrong bag. I did not get to stitch on my day of Jubilee because I didn't know what bag I had put my threads in. And I didn't take the time to go through. I knew I'd find them this morning. So there they are. My Hexie bag, and then last night when I couldn't sleep, I had a new, I started on my another thing. So this is my Kim Diehl big Hexie bag. I love this thing. I love all her designs and the colors, and just amazing. So, and somebody asked me last night if the bags are easy to work on. The bags are not hard at all. They are just like you have to hold them different. And I've promised I will do a Flosstube short on them, like, or a tutorial. I would do a tutorial on them and try to explain how I do them as opposed to how I see other people do them. So I finished out the body of this guy. I think I had a little bit left on him. And then I had 1 or 2 leaves done here, and I got the leaves finished, and then I started on my flower here. I don't know if y'all can, am I got them all in? There we go, maybe. This is from, it's Bee in My Bonnet, I think. Yes, it's Bee in My Bonnet. I got it from, I think, Fat Quarter Shop. I love it. It's with the Voldani Pearl Cottons. I got one set and Patty got one set. I got the number 5s and she got the 8s. And so I need to have mine and send them to her. I told her I didn't know if I would ever use them again because they made me mad. So I might just send her the whole bags when I'm done. Because it was hard to cut them. They, the skein they came on, or skein, or however you say it, I had trouble with getting them unwound without them tangling. They are stunningly beautiful. So are they worth the pain? Yes, yes they are. But they are a bit of a pain to get on here. Oh, and I was going to be sure and tell y'all where I saw somebody else was carrying them. Not many places carry them. And I saw somebody else carrying them, and I can't remember who it was now. But they are kind of hard to work with to get off the skein. If you're one of those people that can just pull from the skein and not get a knot, more power to you. You must be living right for a long time. I'm not that person. I am not that person. So I love this bag. I'm gonna line it. I'll probably put a beautiful like tapestry band around the top and cover the handles. But I could not be happier with the way it's looking. It is a big, huge, beautiful bag, and it will make me very happy to use it. So, yes, it is a bit cumbersome, but it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it to me. Now the little bags, I don't use that size of stuff a lot, but it's great for gifts. People love them. And so for me, it's not super useful yet, or I haven't found a use for it, but I'll do like stitching them and gifting them. So there you go, for what that's worth. Last night I had trouble going to sleep. I think it's because I'm all congested and itchy and I can't breathe. And I'm just going to exacerbate that by going to the atelier and digging through moldy books. But if I'm already suffering, I'm doubling down, okay? This is my Frankie's Bride. She's by Meridian Designs. She was part of a Halloween box from Guerin Stitchery. Karen, hey Karen, it's nearly your birthday, gifted it to me because she said she wouldn't stitch it. I was ecstatic because, like I said, y'all know I have a low-level obsession with the Bride of Frankenstein for my whole life. I think she is stunning. So she will be my first pretty lady. I mean, I know a lot of y'all stitch the Mirabilias and the others. What's the other one called? But they're gorgeous. This will be my first one. I had the dark fabric, the gray fabric, the Odyssey, that was beautiful. I was having a hard time seeing on it and getting my, it was 32, so I was having to use 2 threads. I didn't like the way the white was laying down because it wasn't, I only have in the Flosh, I have the white and the B5200. And this has a couple of colors. And I don't know if they all come, if the Flosh all come like that. So I decided to just start again with this fabric. This is Hydrangea by Fiber on a Whim. It is so pretty. And I think she's gonna be gorgeous on here. Find my little clippies. Like I said, I don't have much. I just barely started on her hair. And you'll have to forgive my needle is, why don't I have a needle book here? I guess because I started last night and didn't get one. Now I'm like a psycho. Stuff stuck in, needles stuck in everything, everywhere. But that's what happens when you be stitching late into the night. I'm sorry, y'all. But here is my little tiny start. it is just that top section of her hair. So the top middle section there that is absolutely the blackest part is what I've got done. And I'm so excited about stitching on her. This is a beautiful big piece of fabric. This bottom part was more, I felt like a violet than a lavender so much. This one is more little purpley. And that one has a little bit more pink, and it's not coming through very true. Maybe more right there. So anyway, I wanted the darker up here with her, so I flipped the fabric this way, and then there is the very top little piece of her hair. And she's just gonna be beautiful. And I want to show this without showing this, because I think this was, I'm saying all this also to say, I contacted Gary and Ronnie, hey, and they were super sweet and answered back super fast and said she is available. I think you can pre-order. I don't think they quite have her yet, but she's available now. So if anybody wants to jump on, I know Ann said she was gonna stitch her. Ann Massoa's gonna stitch her, and seemed like somebody else maybe. So we can sell this beauty. But I want to show that they give you a detail, a close-up. So I'm just gonna show the little tiny top, because Meridian Design gives you a close-up of the whole face with it blown up like this, as opposed to your normal grid size being, let's see here. Okay, so if I'm doing this right, I can show just the same little bit. I've got, what, 5 rows? Here, there we go. So they have blown it up and given you it without the divide, right? So you have a bigger grid and no division down the center. So they've done this with the hands and the face. So I love this. I think that was super cool, a great idea. I don't see any I don't know any real half stitches in here. I think she's gonna be Ada friendly also. There are a few that you could, I would say you could do as a whole stitch and then just the back stitch over it would hide it. But, so I think you could probably get away with it on Ada. But I love that the designer thought that was super thoughtful on that super detailed parts to give you a close-up of the face and everything. So I love that. So thank you, Meridian Designs, for thinking of us. And Michelle, yay for Sal friends. And Nanette, I hope St. Anthony showed up and helped you find what you was looking for your lost bag, because, oh, and Debbie, I meant to go look up Tropic Troop by Plum Street. Is that one Flamingos? What is that one? I know I should know. And Ruth, One Stitch at a Time. A run from Alexandria, Louisiana to Tyler, Texas is a beast. Is a beast. And don't let your darling husband retire before you. You stay on that. She said they're in some kind of contest. I'm like, don't let him win. Let's see, we're gonna look at this while we're sitting here talking and see what else I have missed. I know some of y'all are out there hollering at me trying to help me knowing I've seen it. I think this is the Flambingos. Oh, it's so cute. Yes. So when I finish my other Flambingo, I need to, this is the first one that pulled up here. Stop it. Now look. There we go. Yeah, if I can just keep from touching it. How cute is that? Oh yeah, see, that needs to be stitched with my other Flamingo of Christie's. And Debbie, a second bunny. How fun is that? I love it. Catch is with a K. And Grammy's life, I'm so sorry your darling husband is sick. I'm so sorry. I hope he feels better. And now, Charles, that is a great science project. How many tons of foil does Hershey's Kisses use every year when they wrap up all them kisses? That is a great science project. Somebody's kid needs to do that science project this year. So you could find the number, you could ask the number from Hershey's, and then you could unwrap a bag or whatever. And so doing the math, you could see how many like that. So that is a great science experiment for somebody this year. I'm throwing that out there for free. That is out there for free. So somebody let me know if y'all jump on that bag and get that done, because I would love to know. I would love to know. We had a friend whose Peggy's son Drew one year did how many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, because you know the little commercial, the owl goes and then just and bites it, right? But Drew actually did it and counted and showed pictures along the way. So that was a great fun science experiment. I always wanted my kids to go down to the basketball court and spill a gallon of milk and see how far it actually traveled. Because I ain't let you do that at my house, okay? Any road will do, but because I swear a gallon of milk would cover 2 square miles. Think about it. When milk gets dropped in your house, it goes forever. So that's another one I want somebody to do someday. That may be everything today, y'all. If I missed some of my questions or comments, I'm sorry. Okay, shares. This week's shares are... Okay, well, if I do the ones that I've already picked. So I didn't announce any last week. So we've got 8 to announce. So Silent Night is Arlene Curry. If you're new here, I have shares usually every week. You just have to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and use the keyword in the comments. These are some that I've stitched or that other Stitchy sisters have stitched and sent because they're not using them. And don't tell me I'm not supporting the designer. If you've ever bought anything off Stash Unload, this is no different. Don't come at me. You don't want this. Trust me. This is just rehoming charts that would go in the trash because my kids will throw them in the garbage when I die, okay? They don't stitch. Home for Christmas is Danette Rowe. Danette Rowe. This one, and some of these I have also in my stash. So if you send it to me, thought, oh, I thought she'd stitch that. If I have so many of these in my stash already, but I love sharing them on, and I love showing them because so many times it's something I haven't even seen and I have to get it or stitch this one. This is Cotton Bird by Plum Street. Look at that with those cotton bowls. I love that. I grew up across from a cotton field. Summer Delivery. Oh my gosh, y'all. I forgot to say Lofty Makes. Lofty Makes. This one goes to you. So if y'all will email me, NieceLynn@Yahoo. Summer Delivery by Plum Street goes to Kendra Souter. Okay, where are we at here? Where'd the rest of the stack go? Y'all, I've buried things here somewhere, somehow. Okay, I'm just gonna say the names because I don't see them right here offhand. Sweetest Strawberry goes to C Stall 4994, CSTAHL 4994. Fall Harvest by It's So Emma. That one was by Patini Patini. Fall Harvest by It's So Emma goes to Mar B 3942. The Bunny Hop goes to, by Country Cottage Needleworks, goes to Tammy Higgins 4932. And then Come to the Garden. I can't tell who I wrote it's by. Goes to Beth Abushan. Beth, I hope I said your name wrong. Right, not wrong. Beth Abushan 6078. So those are the last 2 weeks' shares. I forgot to draw them last week because it's me. Now everybody's been griping about it being so hot, so I grabbed out some cool weather charts. So for shares this week. So here again, like and subscribe and use the keyword. This one is by Shepherd's Bush. Use the word town. Let me know if you live in a big town or a little town. Or if it ain't even a town, if it's like a whole big giant city. So use the word town. Isn't that sweet? I love it. This is Country Cottage Needleworks. I think it's called, yeah, Reindeer Games. So these will cool y'all off a little bit. Use the word games. Let me know if y'all are ready for football games or whatever in y'all's town. It's still hot as blue blazes here, but people still go to football games. Not me, but people. I should go. I just don't. I don't know nothing about football. I did love going and watching when the kids were there, but I don't know nothing about it. This is, what's it called? Stu. I knew he had a name. One of y'all sent this one, and then I have Stu in my stash, I think, somewhere. Stu Snowman. Isn't he adorable? And like I said, I have got to get Teresa Kogut's Pumpkin Pals and stitch them. They are adorable. So cute. And then this is by Willow Hill, and it's called Let It Snow. Just use the word snow. So for him, you're using the word Stu, S-T-U, his name, right there, like short for Stewart. And then use the word snow for this beauty. Isn't that gorgeous? So those will be our shares this week. Let me know, like I said, in the use subscribe and like and use the keyword. I'm gonna jump off here. I've gone like a minute over, and get this uploaded and then get to the atelier to work for a little bit. So y'all have a happy Friday, have a great weekend, and enjoy your stitching. Bye.